Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Today, we are popping the hood on a massive, and honestly, sometimes intimidating topic to completely demystify it for you: artificial intelligence. We're gonna strip away all those sci-fi Hollywood layers, so no robots taking over the world today, I promise. We'll avoid the confusing technical jargon, and instead, we're gonna figure out what this technology actually is by looking closely at things you've probably already done today. So, what actually is AI? I know it sounds like a massive, complex question, right? Most of us immediately picture supercomputers or glowing digital brains. But before we even get to a formal definition, I want to prove to you right now that you are already an active, everyday AI user. In fact, you've probably relied on it at least 4 times today without even realizing it. First up, literally just glancing at your phone screen. Face ID unlocks your device by recognizing you in a fraction of a second. That instantaneous, seamless moment where your phone just knows it's you, that isn't magic, and it's certainly not just a standard camera taking a picture. It is AI at work, operating right there in the palm of your hand. Or think about your favorite music app, when you let it pick the exact next song you'll like, keeping your vibe going without you lifting a finger, even if it totally exposes your guilty pleasure pop phase. Well, that automatic DJing capability is also entirely driven by artificial intelligence. And what about that morning commute? You pull up your maps to see exactly how long your drive will take, and it somehow magically factors in all that unpredictable morning rush hour chaos to give you a precise minute of arrival. Yep, you guessed it, that relies heavily on AI too. And finally, shouting into the void of your kitchen, hoping your voice assistant actually understands you well enough to set a pasta timer or send a quick text. AI again. You are literally surrounded by it. None of this is magic, folks. All right, let's slow things down for just a second and look at a real definition, because it's actually remarkably simple. AI is not some conscious thinking being. It is simply software that learns patterns from data, instead of following rules typed out by hand. I really want you to lock that in. Learning patterns from data. That is the fundamental shift here. Actually, to really get this, let's look at the difference. In traditional programming, a person writes exact rules by hand. It's highly specific, like literally typing out, if it's sunny outside, suggest sunglasses. Every single possibility has to be spelled out in advance by a human coder. But with AI, or machine learning, the system studies thousands of examples, works out the pattern itself, and then applies it to new cases it hasn't even seen before. It figures out the why completely on its own. Section 1. Categorizing AI. Not all AI is the same. The daily news cycle can make this whole space feel super overwhelming, so I want to reassure you about where we currently stand. The absolute most crucial category to know is narrow AI. This is AI built for one single, highly specific job. It recommends movies, it filters your spam, or it unlocks your phone. This is a firm reality. It exists today. In fact, this is nearly all of the AI in the world right now. It's incredibly smart, sure, but only in its one narrow lane. Next up on the ladder is general AI. This is a system that could learn and reason seamlessly across literally any task a human can do, whether that's cooking a meal, coding a website, or holding a deep philosophical conversation with you. But here is the catch. This doesn't exist yet. We are just not there. It's a goal for some, but absolutely not our current reality. And finally, the big one, super AI. This is the concept of a system that is vastly beyond human ability at everything all at once. Listen, this is still entirely theoretical. So when you see those wild sci-fi movies where the computers take over the world, just remember that those are based on super AI. In the real world, we are firmly living in the era of narrow AI. You really don't need to panic. Okay, so how does this narrow AI actually work under the hood? Well, it all boils down to a brilliantly basic idea in 3 simple steps. Step 1, data. The system takes in thousands or even millions of examples. Step 2, pattern. The system works out exactly what is common among those examples. And step 3, prediction. It applies that newly found pattern to something brand new. Data, pattern, prediction. That is the engine driving this whole shebang. Section 2, the loop. Real-world examples decoded. Let's take that exact formula, data, pattern, prediction, and apply it to those daily habits we looked at earlier. Remember our music app? Step 1 is data. Streaming services ingest vast amounts of data by carefully studying what you and millions of other people have played, quickly skipped over, or put on repeat for a week straight.
Step 2, the pattern. They take all that data and find the pattern. In this case, the pattern is your distinct listening history and how it matches up with others. Step 3, once it has that pattern, it makes a prediction. It cues up the exact next song you'll want to hear, and usually, let's be honest, it's so good it keeps you listening for hours.
Now, apply that exact same logic to your Maps app. Step 1. Data. Navigation apps don't just measure how long a physical road is. They are pulling in massive datasets, combining live traffic updates, historical speeds for that specific time of day, and current road conditions. Then, it takes all that complex data, finds the pattern in the traffic history, and boom, a highly accurate prediction of your precise arrival time. It's not a crystal ball. It's literally just finding the hidden pattern in the chaos of the roads. Let's bring it back to Face ID. How is that working? Step 1. Data. When you first set up your phone, it gathers data from just a handful of initial photos of your face from a few different angles to form a secure baseline. It studies that initial data to lock in the pattern of your unique facial features, like, say, the distance between your eyes or the exact shape of your jaw. Then, step 3, prediction. Every single time you glance at the screen, it predicts with total certainty, is this you? Yes or no? Oh, and by the way, this exact same idea powers the photo search on your devices, letting you instantly search for dog or beach in your camera roll and actually find it. Finally, let's decode those voice assistants. Their data consists of millions upon millions of recorded sentences from real speakers. They ingest all of this raw audio to learn how to convert sound waves into text, and then crucially, text into actual human intent.
So the pattern it's constantly hunting for is hidden right there inside the speech sounds. And the prediction it makes, based on matching those patterns, is your actual intent, what you truly meant to ask for. It successfully turns raw audio into a helpful action.
Look, if you take away absolutely nothing else from this explainer today, please let it be this. AI is pattern learning software, not rule-following software. That is the core of it. It completely wipes away the magic, the myth, and the intimidation once and for all. It is just beautifully designed software looking for patterns in the data we give it. But hey, the tech world never likes to keep things too simple for us, right? So I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question, and honestly, one that trips almost everyone up. What is actually different between artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI? You hear these four terms mixed up and thrown around interchangeably all the time. Are they the exact same thing? Well, we are going to untangle the rest of the industry's most confusing buzzwords in our next explainer. Until then, keep an eye out for all those invisible patterns running your day.